Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Hanaa. This is Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. Let's take a look at your situation. Thank you for making a comment over my website. So here's what you say. Hi, Michael. I got 60 in my exam. I got 10 out of 30 on the reading. I got 15 out of 30 on the listening. I got 20 out of 30 on the speaking and 15 out of 30 on the writing section. You say, I have to tell you that I used to read English novels, stories, books, and I do very well understanding them. Why do I got this score for my reading then? I'm very disappointed. I have gave myself 6 months to get my scores point, which is 115 at least. Will you tell me what should I do to ingress my score, please? Okay. Now, I think part of what's going on here, you got 60, your goal is 115, so you missed it by almost 60 points. I can tell from the message, I'm going to be honest with you, Hanaa, you have not solved enough language problems to reach the goal that you're looking for, and that helps explain why you have the score that you do. Let me give you some examples. You say, why do I got this score? It's probably better to say, why did I get this score for the reading then? You also said, I have gave myself. You're using the simple past form of your verb after the have. You want to use the past participle there. So that's a language issue. You also say, will you tell me what should I do to ingress my score? When you use what should I do, because that's a noun clause and you're using that as the object of that sentence, you want to use statement, not question word order there. Also, you say to ingress. You want to say to increase my score. So I mean, you're doing well. I mean, you're at the high intermediate level in your English proficiency. So frankly, you just need more time. You need more time to work with the language. And the other thing that concerns me a little bit, you say, I used to read English novels. Now, that implies you're not doing it anymore. Now, I don't know if you're saying that you're not reading anymore by using I used to, or you're still doing that. Now, let me tell you, you still should do it. Let me tell you a quick story. Let's say that you want to run a marathon, right? So let's say you practice for several months and your goal is to run a 3:30, which is actually a pretty fast marathon. Now, even though you've practiced for a few months, you might still not be ready to achieve your goal of 3:30 because it takes a considerable amount of time and practice and following a very rigid routine to reach the goal that you want. So like preparing for marathon, I think preparing for the TOEFL does take some time. And you've already gotten started by doing a few things, but you're still not exactly there yet. So let me tell you a little bit about my 7-step system. My 7-step system is a very effective course to help you solve the language problems that you need to reach the goal that you seek. Now, the main thing is, most students who use my course, they typically improve their score about 5 to 10 points for each month that they use my service. So for you, if you're at 60 right now and you want to get 115, I mean, you're looking probably at anywhere from 6 months to 2 years before you can reach that goal that you seek. I mean, I'm just being honest with you, right? So, and let's talk a little bit about reading. So, you haven't achieved the reading score that you seek yet. Let's talk about the things that you have to do that really make a difference in improving your reading proficiency. First of all, you have to do what you're doing. You have to read for about 45 minutes every day. You want to do this for several months. Probably more than 6 months is a good goal there. So read magazines, read newspapers. You can read longer books. You can read what you say, English novels, stories, and so on. These are very, very effective things that you can do to improve your score. Now, in addition, to doing the extensive reading, you also need to engage in a routine of regular vocabulary practice. There's about 1,500 to 2,000 good college-level words at my online TOEFL course. And if you learn those words, it really will help you develop a good foundation that you will need to help you improve enough to reach the goal that you seek. Now, in addition to reading extensively and studying vocabulary, you also need to become acquainted with the TOEFL IBT reading test-taking strategies. You need to really take a lot of reading practice tests, TOEFL reading practice tests. Now, as you take those tests, you see your results, and then you can study and even analyze the questions that you missed. It's important that you look at those reading questions, identify which answer is correct and why, and then why are the other answers incorrect, and also you have some understanding about how to separate or choose between the main distractor, which is almost correct, and then the correct answer, which is the key. Now, another thing, you want to also improve your reading speed. The TOEFL is a very long test. It takes you up to 5.5 hours to finish all sections of the test, and the faster your reading speed is, I think the better ability you will have to finish the test itself. So that's also important. So those are really some of the main things you have to do. Let me just recap what I was saying. Reading extensively, studying vocabulary, becoming familiar with the IBT test-taking strategies, increasing your reading speed to a minimum of 300 words a minute, and also taking reading practice tests and going over the answers extensively. So by doing those things, you can begin to make improvements, I think, in your reading. You can make improvements in all the areas of the TOEFL. Now, at this point, Hanaa, I'd like to invite you to become one of my newest students. I got a great course. I have very qualified people working, and either when you're doing the writing and the speaking or pronunciation practice tests in my course, either I or Jacob will listen and evaluate those practice tests, and we will help get you, I think, on the path to help you reach the goal that you seek. Remember that. You have a score of 60. You almost want to double that score. That means you have to double your efforts right now. Probably you're looking at 2 to 4 hours a day, even for 4 or 5 months, and even then you have to really, really work hard to reach your goals. So the question is, how hard are you willing to work to reach the goals that you seek? That's really the question. All right? Anyway, thank you very much for your comments, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.